Two teams vying for respect in the Eastern Conference. The Nashville Knights versus the Omaha Heart. Next!
Nothing like a strong woman that takes what you want. That's powerful.
We make history when you step on that football field.
Now's the time to release that anger, that pain on them.
Do you believe in miracles?
They don't deserve no mercy. Them get put down or they get laid down.
The most successful people in life have failed. We have failed. Everything we've ever asked for is right in front of us right now. So let's get it.
LFL Football Night arrives to the heartland, Omaha, Nebraska. Welcome inside the broadcast booth of LFL Football Night. Mitch Mortaza and Bobby Huco. Joining us a little bit later, Ms. Heidi Golznig providing sideline coverage. Tonight, Bobby, we've got an Eastern Conference matchup, and when you look at the Eastern Conference, it's pretty wide open. The Atlanta Steam went on the road and lost to the Los Angeles Temptation, the Steam being the preeminent, really leader in the Eastern Conference, and then the Chicago Bliss reeling out of the gate at 0-2. Really, the East is up for anybody at this point, and why not the Nashville Knight or the Omaha Heart?
No, you're right. We don't know the identity of either of these two teams. For Nashville, they lost everybody from their 2018 playoff team. I mean, everybody went to Seattle. And for the other team, Omaha, they finally found a quarterback, a franchise-type quarterback. She's not there yet, Lauren Crouch. She can wing it all over the field, but their running game last week against Seattle was horrible, and their defense gave up 70 points to a strong Seattle team. Something's got to give tonight. One of these two teams has to step up.
You're talking about the Omaha Heart. Here's an offense that surprisingly was set up for success from a scheme standpoint versus the Seattle Mist, but really two concerns coming out of that game for the offense for Omaha. One, all the drops, but that's really a focus issue. It's something you can work on. I know quarterbacks are not a big fan of drops, certainly, but I think what was concerned me more, if I'm a fan of the Omaha Heart or a coach on this staff, is the lack of heart at running back. When you look at Shalyn Durham and Jamie Lundberg, a pair of running backs that got most of the touches versus Seattle, they ran confused, and what's more alarming, I think they ran scared at times.
Well, that's it. In all my years in the LFL, I've never seen running backs scared of getting hit. The holes were there. They were scared to hit the holes. I don't know what happened to them. That was a really bad effort by both of them. They have to step their game up tonight to have any chance against this Nashville team.
Yeah, and when you're talking about Omaha in the run game, Matei Vinson was the one that really came to mind in 2018. She was the go-to back. Very frustrated at that Seattle game, didn't get a lot of touches. In fact, our own Heidi Golznig sat down with Vinson to talk about her lack of involvement in the run game. And does this team have the character and toughness to win in the LFL?
Thank you, Mitch. We all know tackle football is just that, tackle football, and that the LFL is the highest tier of women's tackle football. Thus, you would think anyone that laces them up in the LFL would have a tough character and perhaps even a screw or two loose. But in the Omaha Heart season opener, it seemed as if the Heart were deer in headlights. I met with Matei Vinson of the Heart to talk about the team's resolve coming into tonight's home opener. Matei, certainly a frustrating start to the 2019 season for the Omaha Heart, losing 70-6 to the Seattle Mist. Probably even more so frustrating for you because you didn't get many looks at running back. How difficult was that for you to deal with?
It was very, very, very frustrating, but you know, I thought that I can do more. There was times where I wanted to go out there. I'm like sitting there like, coach, put me in the game, put me in the game. Like, I can do it, put me in the game. So I don't know, maybe hopefully this game I get in a little bit more on offense and can show what I did last year.
A lot has been said about your fellow teammates, Shalyn Durham and Jamie Lundberg, that they were running scared. Did you have a similar feeling when you're watching the reel that they were running scared?
I did. There was times where I seen that they weren't dropping their shoulders. They weren't constantly moving their feet. They kind of just took the hit versus giving the hit. And so I felt like if they were to do those small key things, they would have been more successful on the field. They would have gained more yards, and we probably would have been in the end zone more if they would have just did those small, simple things.
After all these years of losing, do you think that this coaching staff and roster has the character that it takes to finally win in the LFL?
I honestly think that our team this year, we have a very well put together team. Our quarterback is amazing for her to be a rookie. We have great receivers. We have a great run game. We just have to execute what we practice onto the field. And then as far as our coaches, I personally feel like they need improvement. If they can take a little bit of our thoughts onto the field, I feel like, we can be put in the right positions because we know each other. We know what we can do. Of course, they know what we can do as well. But I feel like if they just, listen to us and take what we have into thought, then we can be a better team.
It's clear Vincent was frustrated at certain teammates' efforts for Seattle. Tonight will be a defining moment for those who ran scared in that opening game. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Heidi. Certainly a gut check game for the Omaha Heart, while the Nashville Knights look to kick off their 2019 season. Next, back to LFL football night in Omaha, Nebraska. Mitch Mortaza and Bobby Huco. Now let's go down to Heidi Golznig.
Guys, I'm with the young Omaha Heart quarterback, Lauren Crouch. Lauren, with the run game struggling, how much pressure is on your shoulders tonight?
I think we're going to still rely on our run game quite a bit, and that should set up the pass game fairly well, knowing that we can pass the ball and we got receivers that'll catch this game. I think we're going into it with a strong game plan. We'll see if it works out.
Thanks, Lauren. Guys, I get the feeling that no moment is truly too big nor too pressure-driven for Lauren Crouch. Back to you guys for the start of the game.
I agree. Lauren Crouch really impressed me with her style, her confidence. She does not act like a rookie quarterback. She came to play again tonight. She'll be fun to watch.
On the other side of the ball, Molly Richardson of the Nashville Knights will go to work first. We haven't talked about Richardson that much. All the headlines have been with Lauren Crouch coming in. But Nashville Knights head coach Yuri Howard said, look out for number one.
Yeah, she can throw the ball. She can actually run. Danica Bray said, watch out for this quarterback.
Here we go, 1st and 10 at the 15. This is Richardson back to pass. Has a receiver caught. Gabrielle Todd, touchdown Nashville Knights.
Holy cow, KK who? KK Matheny was a starter last year. Molly Richardson came in, first play ever, throws a bomb. This is now Molly's game. Wow, look at the play fake right there. She goes up top. Garza came up with a play fake. She throws a perfect pass for 6 points for Nashville. What a start.
8 seconds into the game, Richardson finding Gabrielle Todd on a 35-yard touchdown bomb. We do have a flag.
Defense. That penalty is declined. Illegal defense. Number 3. That penalty is declined. Result of the play is a touchdown.
So both penalties on the Omaha Heart obviously declined, so the touchdown standing, and Nashville taking an early 6-0 lead.
You talk about making a statement, your first play of the season. Richardson throws a strike like that. I got to hand it to the offensive coordinator, Kenya Miracle, for calling the bomb on the first play. Unbelievable start for Nashville.
Not missing a beat despite the losses of all of their key free agents in the offseason, looking sharp early. Kind of an eye-back set. This will be the extra point attempt. No good. A great tackle there to seal the edge by Lindsey Burse.
Bree Mosley, I heard a lot about her when I talked to Danica Bray. She's a strong running back. She had speed. It looked like she had the edge, but Burse came out of nowhere to throw her out of bounds.
So now Omaha will take over, and we talked about her. Lauren Crouch, the first-year quarterback, has ties to Eric Crouch, also of Nebraska, will take the helm here at home and make her debut.
Eric Crouch, he won the Heisman Trophy at Nebraska, but I really think Lauren Crouch throws a better football than Eric Crouch does.
Crouch is very fundamentally sound, but the big story coming in this game were the running backs, and it looks like Jamie Lundberg is going to get the start. A 1st and 10 from the 15. A draw play to Lundberg. Lundberg showing that speed and still churning out yards. That'll be good for about 8 yards.
Great stalk block by Laura Grubb on Jordan Green, but that looks like a different running back. Lundberg did not look good in the opener, looked great on that first play.
Let's meet Omaha's starters.
Lauren J., your center.
Chelsea Hoffman, tight end.
Mamacita, tight end.
Laura Grubb, wide receiver.
Ana Garza, wide receiver.
Jamie Lundberg, running back.
Lauren Crouch, quarterback.
We talked about Crouch at quarterback, but watch out for their #1 free agent wide receiver, Anna Garza, becoming to the go-to receiver for Lauren Crouch.
That is Anna Garza, this time on the ground, and that'll be good for 12 yards. So Omaha starting it on the ground with Jamie Lundberg and Anna Garza.
It all starts up front. Watch the block by Wagner. Wagner gets in front of Garza. Watch this. Comes inside. Bam, a cutback block, and it frees Garza outside. Gets around the corner. Omaha looking sharp early in the game.
A great seal block by Shauna Wagner, better known as Mamacita, to also break loose Anna Garza. That sets up now a 1st and 10 inside Nashville's 15-yard line. And for some reason, Nashville's almost 4 yards off the line of scrimmage. And they're going to go back to Lundberg. That'll be good for 4 yards, and Lundberg coming up favoring her right wrist.
You made a great point. Danica Brace, the defensive coordinator, has her defense lining up 5 yards off the ball. The rule is 3, so automatically you're already giving the team 2 yards. I don't understand that at all.
Now a 2nd and 6, ball at the 11. And that's Lundberg still favoring that right wrist. We'll see how that plays in. In fact, she's going to come off the field now. And we're going to take a media timeout as Lundberg going to the sideline. We're going to take a break as well. Early on, Gabrielle Todd hauling in a 35-yard touchdown. Nashville with a 6-0 lead early. Back to LFL football night in Omaha, Nebraska, as the Heart on a drive now. Ball going to Matei Vincent. Vincent trying to edge. Great tackle there by number 7, Oriana Taylor.
Wow, Oriana Taylor looking like Lawrence Taylor on that play, coming all the way across the field to nail Vincent. Great play.
Matei Vincent clearly frustrated at her use here offensively. Gets a quick look and right out of the ball game. Now a 3rd and 4 at the Nashville 9. Receivers flank to the right of Crouch. This is a design keeper. Crouch trying to get to the goal line. Managing to get down to about the 1-yard line.
The details in football is what makes plays like that go. Dante Allen has his wide receivers doing great stalk blocking on Nashville right now. That's the 3rd great block by Laura Grubb on Green. They're moving the football.
Look at the energy. That's what I love about this young lady more than anything else. Not fazed at all by being a rookie. We even saw it against Seattle in Seattle. She's got a moxie that you don't see maybe outside of Baker Mayfield of the Browns.
She's been waiting her entire life for this opportunity. She loves football, been waiting since she was a little girl here in Nebraska. She's finally getting her chance, and she's making the most of it.
Ball set up inside the 2 of Nashville as Omaha trails this one 6-0. That's going to go to Garza. Another nice open field play by this defense. That's Anisha Shawley. A lot of new names across that defensive lineup for Nashville.
If Garza stayed behind her block, she's in the end zone. For some reason, she cut left away from her blockers and got nailed.
Yeah, Anna Garza, not a lot of time in the backfield in Austin, where she was signed from. This is a great spot for Matei Vincent, and you see number 7 now in the ball game.
They look like they have a different fire than the opener against Seattle. Vincent and Durham, they look like different running backs so far.
So now a 2nd and goal. Anna Garza remains in the backfield. We may have another penalty here as Crouch looks on. A lot of penalties, at least early in this game.
I'm challenging that she got the ball in call before she was stopped.
Okay.
So.
Wow, I'm not sure about that challenge.
The previous play is under review. The coaches challenge whether the player had the ball in possession across the goal line.
So that's head coach Dante Allen challenging that Anna Garza broke the plane late into this run. You could see she extends the ball at the very last second.
Great play by Burnett and Shalley, pulling her back out. I don't think the ball ever crossed the line. Here's another angle, but it looks like she's right there, probably inches away, but I don't think it got there.
That'll set up a 2nd and goal. Yet another look at Anna Garza's attempt. Clearly did not get it there, and I'm not sure there was conclusive enough evidence to turn this around.
You know, there's 2 theories on that. Number 1, it should come from Garza. If Garza thought she got it across, yeah, challenge it. If not, you got 2nd down, inches away.
And speaking of Anna Garza, she's doing her best to sell this as we're still in replay under review. I don't think she crossed it. All the celebration in the world with Lauren Crouch, I don't think it's going to give them 6 points here.
I love their attitude, but I'm with you. I don't think it got in.
Here's the official call.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands as called. Second down.
I think that's the right call by Noah Mastel and his crew. Anna Garza not able to break the plane.
I hope that challenge right there doesn't come back to haunt Omaha and Dante Allen. The other theory is you got the ball on the inch-yard line, second down. You got 3 downs to plug it in, so why waste a challenge?
Right, and you lose a timeout. Keep in mind, teams only get 2 timeouts per half in the LFL. Here's a 2nd and goal play. They're going to go back to Garza. No, fake it to Garza. Lauren Crouch, the rookie quarterback, taking it in herself.
It wasn't smooth. The mesh was not good in the backfield, but the fake worked. Shally got sucked in by the fake. Crouch, nobody outside, took it in herself.
Lauren Crouch showing you a little bit of that swagger in this Omaha crowd. They don't see this often, and they're getting on the board here in the first quarter.
Watch, Shally goes inside, goes after Garza. Nobody's outside. Crouch takes it in. Great call, great play, great execution.
So a 7-play, 35-yard drive, capped with a 1-yard run by Lauren Crouch. Now the 1-point attempt. Full backfield. They're going to go to Vincent, make it Shalyn Durham. Durham trying to get the edge. And now we got some fisticuffs. Durham not able to get in, so the point after is no good. And more importantly, fists are flying. They've got to get this under control.
Let's go. What up?
Okay, here we go. Back to your side.
That's Matei Vincent squaring up with Nashville's Oriana Taylor.
Wow, this has a playoff game atmosphere. Both teams throwing hands early in the game. This is great action. I love it.
You know, I think a lot of people expected these two teams to be doormats this season, considering Omaha's history and Nashville losing all of their key talent. You're seeing a little bit of that, maybe insecurity, I should say, coming in early, where they're not willing to give up an inch and really stand up to a bully?
Absolutely. I think it starts with the quarterbacks. You have Crouch playing like she's a franchise quarterback. You have Molly Richardson doing the same. It brought the level of play way up for both teams.
Richardson opening the game on that 35-yard connection with Gabrielle Todd. Going back to work through the air, has a receiver, that's caught. Maya Houston. So Richardson opening 2 for 2 as we meet Nashville's offense.
Austina Melberg, your center.
Candy Cook, tight end.
Maya Houston, tight end.
Brianna Mosley, wide receiver.
Netta Carter, wide receiver.
Gabrielle Todd, running back.
Molly Richardson, quarterback.
Keep an eye on number 14, Bree Mosley. She's going to play at wide receiver and see a lot of action at running back, too.
Look at this Nashville offense. The first time on the ground, that was a carry by Netta Carter for 10 yards. So let's get this right here. Molly Richardson connects with Gabrielle Todd from 35 yards out, then Maya Houston, and on the ground now Netta Carter. A very impressive open for this Nashville offense.
Netta Carter, Danica Brace told me a lot about Carter's talent. She's got speed, she's got strength. They have some talent we don't know about them because they're brand new to the league.
1st and 10, rolling right to the end zone. That'll fall incomplete. And that's the rookie Bree Mosley still on the sideline. Great effort by Mosley, not able to haul it in. And now favoring her back. That's the first incomplete pass for Molly Richardson.
Mosley ends up in the front row. That's the beauty of buying VIP seats in the LFL. You are in the action. She flew over the railing into the front row. Wow.
So now a 2nd and 10, ball at the 17. Richardson under center, toss left. Great defensive play. That is Anna Garza doing it on both sides of the field as we meet Omaha's defense.
Matei Vincent, defensive end. Lindsey Burse,
defensive end.
Jacqueline Good, your linebacker.
Ana Garza, strong safety.
Laura Grubb, free safety.
Taylor Britza, corner.
Jamie Lundberg, corner.
Ana Garza has become the heart and soul of this Omaha team on offense and defense. What a one-on-one tackle.
So now a 3rd and 11. Dropping back is Richardson, finding a receiver. That is Bree Mosley. Mosley not able to get to the goal line. They'll mark her out at about the 2-yard line. An impressive throw, outside shoulder by Molly Richardson.
Good golly, Miss Molly throwing the corner route right there to Mosley on target. She's on fire so far this game.
Apparently we've got a flag here. So Noah Mastel and this crew very busy early in this game.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense, number 3. That penalty being forced half the distance to the goal. First down.
So they'll tack on another yard and get Jacqueline Good on the late hit on Molly Richardson.
Cheap shot by Good on Richardson. Clearly a personal foul. Just moves the ball up closer to the goal line.
Molly Richardson in this Nashville offense has looked very impressive early. Now set up shop inside the 1 of Omaha. 1st and goal. The ball's going to go to Carter. Carter getting to the outside. Touchdown, Nashville.
Great stop and go burst by Carter. Watch this. She waits for the block inside. That might have been a little bit of a hold, but then she goes all the way outside on Broska. What a play by Carter.
Netta Carter and Bree Mosley are really taking over this offense, and neither were really even on the radar last year.
Not at all. In fact, this whole entire roster, when I spoke to Danica Brace, I didn't recognize any names. Not at all, but they're playing great football so far.
An empty backfield this time for Molly Richardson, and Richardson rolling right, looking to the end zone. Here comes that Omaha defense, swarming, led by Lindsey Burse.
Burse looks possessed tonight. I don't know what defensive coordinator Cale Good did, but this is a different defense than we saw against Seattle.
Omaha is playing with a lot more fire and passion early. That's Taylor Breska coming in from the corner position, not able to clean up. But Lindsey Burse, the veteran, a big-time sack on Molly Richardson.
Wow, we have a tennis match going with these two offenses. Now it's served to Crouch. See if she can come through.
Crouch and the Omaha offense taking over at their own 15-yard line, trailing once again. This has been a back-and-forth game, a lot of action. We're not even out of the first quarter yet. Nearing the 2:20 mark as Crouch looking like a wily veteran in the pocket. Dropping back to pass, looking over the middle, complete. That is caught by Ana Garza.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
A 7-yard completion.
Let's go. Go.
What a great pre-snap read by Crouch. They had a trip set to the right. Nobody covered Garza in the slot. The second receiver in, and the safeties were way back. She saw that and delivered the ball to a wide open Garza. Great read.
Ana Garza coming off a pair of great seasons with the Austin Acoustic. An off-the-field incident had her signing with Omaha, paying early dividends for this Hart franchise. Back to pass, Crouch throwing into traffic. Great coverage that time by number 7, Oriana Taylor of Nashville.
Durham was open early. Crouch was late delivering the ball. She got hit when she's throwing the ball. She's lucky that didn't get picked off.
I don't know that I like Shalyn Durham on any kind of a pass pattern. She's struggling right now to get going in the run game. I certainly wouldn't target her in the passing game.
Not at all. You're right. Garza's the number 1 target, but I think they thought that she'd be double teamed and they could slip Durham out from tight end, but she was covered.
So now a 2nd and 3 at the Omaha 22-yard line. Shalyn Durham flanked to the right of Crouch. This is a draw play to Durham. Durham cutting back inside. A 6-yard carry for the Omaha native.
I like the way Durham went north-south on the run, but I don't like she didn't lower her pad level and delivered a blow as a running back.
Shalyn Durham actually from Council Bluffs, Iowa, just over the border They're really trying to give her an opportunity after that sluggish start versus Seattle, and certainly under a lot of heat for running scared.
Even their own running back, Matei Vincent, got all over Durham for not running hard in the game. She needs to lower her shoulder and attack the defense.
Yeah, at 5'7" and 150, you've got to take advantage. But at least through the first quarter, the Nashville Knights are the ones who have taken advantage with a 12-6 lead. But Omaha, on the strength of their defense, rallying. Back to LFL football night and a look at the devastation that has happened in this part of the country, and just some of the Volunteers getting together tonight and getting their mind off what has happened away from the football field. This is a small community, Omaha, Nebraska. A lot of farming land, obviously, and the economy has taken a massive hit.
Absolutely. Great to see them out having fun tonight. When they weren't doing that all week long, they're out trying to save lives, but they're having a great time at an LFL game tonight.
As Laura Crouch and this Omaha offense goes back to work from the shotgun. Here comes the blitz. Carissa Burnett applying serious pressure to Crouch off the edge.
I think we're going to see a lot more of that tonight by defensive coordinator Danica Brace. Set in the corner, Carissa Burnett untouched after Crouch, put some pressure on her because so far she has a clean pocket and has delivered the football.
And you know why not? Both of these quarterbacks, Molly Richardson and Lauren Crouch, are very young quarterbacks, only in their first and second start. Crouch being in her second start now, why not test them? 2nd and 10, a design keeper trying the right side and able to get some yards. Lauren Crouch, we've seen her arm, but good set of wheels on her as well. That was a 9-yard carry.
Dante Allen called the same play he called earlier in the first quarter, trips right quarterback sweep. Crouch can run the football. She's a lot like Eric Crouch, her relative, in throwing and running the football. Nobody outside, no containment, big game for Omaha.
That was a 9-yard carry, setting up a 3rd and 1. Both offenses really clicking on all cylinders right now. Another keeper. No, they're going to call a reverse. That's Anna Garza trying to use the speed of Garza. A 6-yard carry, and that'll be enough to move the sticks.
Great call by offensive coordinator Dante Allen. Carissa Burnett was coming flat. She comes in flat and hard, so he calls the reverse. Watch this. She breaks her ankle right here. Boom, Garza breaks her ankle. She stumbles, gets another big gain. Great call by Dante Allen.
Another 1st and goal for this Omaha offense.
Go get you one.
Lauren Crouch just looking comfortable in the system despite not a lot of time. Keep in mind, folks, she had a shortened offseason, and this is her first year under center. That's Matei Vincent. Vincent complaining about her playing time, getting some touches here. That was a 4-yard carry.
Just a super block by center Lauren J. Totally controlling Austina Melberg. Vincent just seen which way she went, and she went the other way. Great block by Lauren J.
Yeah, power back's not the issue here in Omaha. They have Shalyn Durham and Matei Vincent. Jamie Lundberg, you would think, would have the speed to get the edge. She struggled. They just need a home run hitter at that position. A 2nd and goal at the Nashville 3. This time Anna Garza in the backfield. They're going to go to Garza. And Garza getting to the outside. Touchdown, Omaha.
Chido, the Mexican fireball, gets in the end zone. They look like a different team with Crouch and Garza. So exciting, so fun to watch. Watch this outside. Garza takes the pitch, she bobbles it. Super block by Durham, and Speed takes her in the end zone. I'm telling you what, she is an exciting football player that has completely energized this Omaha offense.
So an 8-play, 35-yard drive taking up 5 minutes and 4 seconds. We have never seen an Omaha Heart franchise, at least on the offensive side of the ball, perform at this level.
You mentioned there was controversy in Austin that brought her to Omaha. But I'm going to tell you what, the fans of Omaha are loving Garza in Nebraska.
Anna Garza, the early preseason favorite, you would say, for MVP of this Omaha Heart team. As they line up for the extra point attempt, they're going to fake it to Garza. And there is Lauren Crouch celebrating before she got in the end zone, as Omaha will regain the lead at 14-12.
Lauren Crouch spreading her wings and jumping and flying up into the crowd. This is fun to watch tonight. I love both sides of the football.
And we'll take a media timeout. Back to LFL football night here in Omaha, Nebraska. Before we get underway, let's go down to the field.
Guys, just confirmed with LFL Medical Director Jeremy Fisher, Omaha Heart running back Jamie Lundberg has sustained a possible wrist fracture. Her return to the game is doubtful. Back to you guys.
Dante Allen, knowing that that was the only speed they had in the backfield, Lundberg, he's going to adjust. Don't be surprised to see Anna Garza in the backfield a lot more now with Lundberg out.
A 1st and 10 wheel route. They were trying to set that up to Netta Carter and thrown just beyond the outstretched arms of Carter.
Richardson saw ghosts in the pocket. She pitter-pattered in the pocket, did not get the ball out. Her feet weren't set, just simply missed Carter in the flat.
That'll set up a 2nd and 10. Ball remains at the 15. They fake the screen and inside handoff. That's Candy Cook. We haven't called Cook's name all night, but a nice-looking 6-yard carry.
I like the call, the Y under. Candy Crush burst for 6 yards. She can run the football.
So a 6-yard carry tackled by Lindsey Burse. Kind of a hurry-up offense for Nashville. A 3rd and 4, a deep drop there. And throwing over the middle and caught. Connecting with Bree Mosley. If I was that Omaha defense, I would seriously consider doubling up Mosley.
I can sense that this quickly is going to become a LFL deadly passing combination. Mosley's got the size of the hands, and then Richardson throws the ball into spot. She's the only one that could catch it.
1st and 10. Richardson remains in the shotgun again across the middle and caught to the end zone. Touchdown, Gabrielle Todd. That is the 2nd connection of the half between Todd and Richardson.
Molly Richardson sending the Nashville fans into euphoria tonight. Just completing every ball she throws up there. This, again, it's a track meet back and forth between Crouch and Richardson.
So a 4-play, 35-yard drive taking up a minute 44. And this is like a heavyweight bout between two of the lower-ranked teams in the LFL. They've really impressed. That's Richardson trying to make something happen and finding her intended receiver. What a play by Molly Richardson as Nashville once again takes the lead 19-13.
Richardson muffs the snap, but then she makes like Patrick Mahomes, just improvising and making a play happen out of nowhere, and they get points on the board.
These quarterbacks are playing well beyond their years right now. When you look at Lauren Crouch and Molly Richardson, I mean, this looks like Dakota Hughes versus KK Matheny if you close your eyes.
Neither one of them played last year. It's unbelievable showing tonight.
The only thing unbelievable about this game are the number of penalties thus far.
Delay game. Offense. Number 8. 5-yard penalty. Remains 1st down.
Just when I talk her up a little bit, we get a delay of game. That's offensive coordinator Dante Allen. And he's been dying for a franchise quarterback for his offense since 2012. He's got to be the most excited guy in this arena right now.
Absolutely. That's the first sign that she was a rookie right there. Rookie mistake, not watching the play clock, and she got called.
A deep drop and throwing down the middle. Pass is intercepted. Netta Carter. Carter all the way down to about the 15 of Omaha. So an ill-advised pass by Lauren Crouch.
Again, the corner blitz by Burnett, forced to throw up, but they might be bringing that back. It might be an illegal defense.
Okay, so we got illegal defense, and we got block in the back on the return, so we'll go illegal defense. We'll go back there and go 5. Yep, right, okay. What was your number?
So this will go against Nashville and negate that Carter interception.
There are multiple fouls on the prior play, both on the defense. Block in the back after the interception, number 9. That penalty is declined. Illegal defense, number 10. That penalty is accepted, remains 1st down.
So calls on Netta Carter and Candy Cook wipe out the interception. That is a huge turnaround in this game.
That could be a game changer. Great play, great return. She almost gets into the end zone, but if they take this in, they're up 2 scores, and the momentum's totally changed in Nashville's favor. But no, now the ball goes back to Crouch in Omaha.
A significant turnaround in this game. So Omaha holding on to the ball, 1st and 10, again down the field, overshooting her target, Anna Garza. But I like that because I think that really stretches this Nashville defense. And keeping in mind, Omaha wants to establish the run, so this will keep those safeties back, just overshooting Anna Garza. Now let's meet Nashville's defense.
Gabrielle Todd, DN.
Anicia Shalee, defensive end.
Maya Houston, middle linebacker.
Netta Carter, free safety.
Oriana Taylor, strong safety.
Jordan Green, corner.
Carissa Burnett, corner.
Carissa Burnett at corner has the speed to get after Crouch, and Danica Brace, the defensive coordinator, is blitzing her a lot right now.
That's Garza, again showing her speed. You got to be in great cardiovascular shape, excelling on the defensive side of the ball, and then just running this offense to this point. Anna Garza is having some kind of night.
Well, she has that extra gear that great running backs have. They can go into that 5th gear. In fact, she just outran Taylor right there. That's just talent right there. Garza's got speed, Taylor doesn't.
And Garza was not slated to play running back. I think this has a lot to do with Jamie Lundberg going out early with possibly a broken wrist. Here's the handoff, this time to Durham. Durham trying the right side, running very upright, but managing 7 yards.
Good yardage by Durham, but you mentioned it. She's running upright. When she gets around the corner, her size, she needs to run through people. It's a cornerback or a safety coming up. You got to show them who's boss back there.
Holding. Offense. Number 13. 10-yard penalty. 3rd down.
So wipe out that Durham run. That's a holding call on Laura Grubb. It'll set him back to a 3rd and 8 inside Omaha's 17-yard line.
Laura Grubb was having a great game blocking up until that hold right there. It does set him back.
So Shalyn Durham still factoring as part of this offense. 2:40 remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Omaha trailing it once again 19-13. This is Laura Crouch from the shotgun, looking over that Nashville defense. Here comes the blitz right up the middle. Wide open. I think Anna Garza might have heard footsteps there. She did not want to come down with that ball.
Well, it was a late throw by Crouch. It's a quick post. Nobody was on her. You get that ball early to her, she's not near the defender, and she can run down the field. Crouch didn't see her till late, threw the ball late, and it was a focus drop. But if she gets the ball to her earlier, it's a big play.
Yeah, Anna Garza with the football in the open field is a dangerous proposition. I'm not sure I would hang that all on Lauren Crouch. Garza's got to come down with that.
Right, she has to make the play, but she has to make a quicker read at quarterback. Crouch does.
4th and 8, terrible snap back to Crouch. All she can do is take off with it and is not going to get anywhere near the sticks, as Omaha will have to turn it over on downs.
4th and 8, Lauren J., you can't do that as a center. You have to get the ball to the quarterback, and then she muffed the snap, and now the ball goes right back to Nashville.
That is a big-time play. You can't turn it over on your side of the field to Nashville because their offense has also been clicking.
Absolutely. Lauren Crouch right there. She's still firing everybody up on the sideline. I love that. Most quarterbacks would have their head hanging low.
Even if I move, then this girl's coming this way. I have no,
They're blitzing, so the 4 routes
she's running here, and by the time I scoot over, this girl's coming from my left.
I know.
That is Lauren Crouch and Dante Allen, the offensive coordinator. Allen wanting Crouch to get that ball out. With that poor snap, really tough to do. Now Richardson back to work into the flat, caught. Netta Carter. Carter limited to 2 yards. Great tackle that time. Anna Garza, the smallest defender on the field, taking on Carter.
A really creative play by offensive coordinator Kenya Miracle. You fake the ball to Carter, then you get her to her in the flat. But then again, Annie Garza one-on-one. You would think she's not going to make that tackle. Great form tackle by Garza.
That will take us to our 2-minute warning as the Nashville Knights lead the Omaha Heart 19-13. Back for the final 2 minutes. Back to LFL football night. Mitch Mortaza, Bobby Huco, and Heidi Golznig.
Let's go. I'm going to play. Show me on the field. You talk right here. Let's go. We need you. We need you.
That is Anna Garza. She's done it on the field and now coaching, trying to amp up that sideline. You got to like the energy of number one.
She's like a player coach on offense and defense. She put a total spark into that offense at wide receiver, but I am really shocked how well she plays defensive back and fires up that D.
2nd and 8 as we return to action here. 2 minutes remain in the second quarter. This time Richardson under center. Gonna fake the handoff. Looking to dump it off into the flat and overshooting her target. That was intended for the tight end, Candy Cook.
Again, her feet weren't set, and it affected her entire throwing motion. Cook was wide open. That could have been a score, but because her feet weren't in the right position, she overthrew it.
Dante Allen, normally just the offensive coordinator, not happy with the effort of his defense. A 3rd and 8 ball at the Omaha 16. Richardson looking over that play card. 1:30 remaining here in the first half. A poorly set up play by the Knights. Richardson just making things happen with her legs.
Clearly miscommunication in the backfield. Richardson trying to make something happen, but Melborg held up front.
Offense, number 10, 10-yard penalty, 3rd down.
They're going to actually call it on Candy Cook on the hold, setting back that Nashville offense to the Omaha 23-yard line. You got plenty of time here. You've got a timeout. You got a quarterback that can stretch the field. So still a lot of opportunity for this offense.
A lot of options, but getting back to that hold, that was Melbourne, because I saw her clearly hold Matei Vincent, but you know what? They gave Cook the penalty, so Cook, you got to take it.
Cook's the one that's going to be yelled at halftime because that's who shows up in the stat sheet. 3rd and 15 from the Omaha 23, and clearly the running back Netta Carter jumped.
False start. Offense, number 8. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
They're calling it on Gabrielle Todd. That was Netta Carter. So a pair of Knights really setting this offense backwards. That's head coach and offensive coordinator Yuri Howard.
Going back to that hold call, I apologize to Melbourne. That was Candy Cook, who clearly held on that play.
So now Molly Richardson in this offense getting back at it on a 3rd and 20. The pocket collapsing around Richardson. That was Matei Vincent and Lindsey Burst meeting at the quarterback.
Matei Vincent blowing right by Melbourne, getting to the quarterback. Molly Richardson, what a play for that defensive Omaha.
This Nashville Knight offense has been going backwards on successive plays. You had the hold on Candy Cook, the false start on Netta Carter, and now the sack on Richardson. They're backed up to a 4th and 26. From the shotgun, Richardson yelling for the ball. Looking to the left side, into the flat. A dribbler to Netta Carter. Had Carter caught it, she still would have had no shot. As this Omaha team now setting itself up nicely inside the 16 of Nashville.
All those hits on Richardson are finally taking a toll. It's like a boxing match. They eventually get to you. She had time in the pocket. There was nobody there, and she short-armed the ball, didn't get there.
Let me guess here. Omaha is going to get very aggressive, as they should, with a quarterback like Crouch in this position. You got plenty of time, the same that Nashville had, to start their drive, and you still have a timeout remaining.
They're not going to hold back. They have no reason to hold back. And when I talk to the head coaching, in fact, the entire coaching staff, they're going to keep throwing it throughout the entire game.
And who do you focus on if you're Nashville's defense? It's got to be Anna Garza.
Absolutely. You got to double her up and let them go to somebody else.
1st and 10, a clear backfield. Crouch back to pass. Deep in the pocket, now avoiding the rush. An ill-advised pass, which was nearly intercepted.
Danica Brace, the defensive coordinator, she was bringing the corner, Burnett. That time she brought the free safety Carter to put serious heat on Crouch.
Maya Houston, the defensive end, nearly picked off Crouch, an ill-advised pass. That's something that she's going to learn. In that situation, you've got to take the sack and not risk the turnover.
Or throw it away. But Danica Brace is learning as a defensive coordinator. That's affecting Crouch's play. Put heat on her if she's throwing bad passes.
So now a 2nd and 10. Clock stopped at about 50 seconds. Crouch back to pass over the middle. Has a receiver. Lauren J. Another Austin Acoustic free agent making an impact. Touchdown, Omaha.
Wow, what an unexpected, exciting call by Omaha. The center, Lauren J., running a quarter route and burning Nashville secondary. Jaywalking for 6 points. I love it.
Lauren J. was a pass receiving tight end in Austin and has brought that threat now to this offense.
You asked what Omaha was going to do with their offensive play selection. Well, you see it right there. They're going for the jugular.
This is the 4th lead change of the first half. Clear to say these two teams are very evenly matched up. So now the 1-point attempt from the 1-yard line. A full backfield with Vincent, Durham, and Garza. Gets it out to Garza. The Nashville defense had no shot. Garza able to get the edge and take it in, as now Omaha officially takes the lead at 20-19.
Garza has totally put hot sauce in this Omaha offense. She is exciting to watch. The fans are going crazy right now with Crouch and Garza. Watch this. Again, it's her speed. They got her in the backfield with Durham out. Just get her to football, and she'll outrun everybody. A quick pitch out there, and she goes in the end zone. Jay with a little block there, but she doesn't even need it.
The theatrics of Lauren Crouch to make something happen there. You know, she'll have you kind of worried at times. We saw the previous play where she nearly was picked by Maya Houston trying to make something happen. And there again, kind of a riverboat gambler like Brett Favre.
Both quarterbacks, Molly Richardson and Lauren Crouch, they have improvised and made plays out of nothing tonight. This is fun football.
So now the ball going back to Nashville, and they've got a new quarterback in the game. Oriana Taylor. I'm not sure what's going on, if Molly Richardson might have gotten hurt on that previous series. Across the middle and intercepted. That is Jacqueline Good. Good with a clutch interception inside the 9-yard line of Nashville.
I really got to question that move by head coach Yuri Howard. You have Richardson playing good football all the first half. You put a different quarterback. Yeah, she's got a gun, but she does no read, throws it into triple coverage, and then Good makes the play of the day for the Omaha defense.
Jacqueline Good really limited. As more and more talent has come into this roster, she's been pushed back. But what a vital interception late in the second quarter. Oriana Taylor, look, we both saw her in the pregame show. She can fling it.
Timeout. Omaha. This is their second timeout of the half and final timeout. This will be a 30-second timeout.
So Omaha electing to call its final timeout, going back to Nashville. That was a questionable call, to say the least, by Yuri Howard and Danica Brace, pulling Molly Richardson, a proven quarterback, for someone who's never taken a snap from center in Oriana Taylor.
You have a tight game, a real tight game. You don't change quarterbacks like that unless your quarterback is really playing bad football. Richardson's playing great football in the first half.
Play that defense like we call it, right? Go.
The only thing that would explain it is if Richardson got banged up on that last series, but she seemed to walk off the field with no problems. So maybe that was just a tactical play that blew up in their face, as Omaha now takes over at the 9-yard line with 35 seconds remaining. Here's Crouch, a reverse to Garza. Garza picking up blocks. Touchdown, Omaha. Garza is putting on an absolute clinic.
Ay caramba, she might own Omaha by the end of tonight. I have never seen a performance in one half in Omaha like she's putting on tonight.
Anna Garza, an absolute spark plug off the bench on both sides of the ball. 5'2", playing about 6 foot tall. I've been really impressed. There's a lot of players that are competitive in this league and play with a passion. I don't think anybody matches up to Anna Garza.
She fires the crowd up. Her touchdown celebration reminds me of Rod Tidwell and Jerry Maguire. The whole crowd's going crazy right now.
Omaha retaking the lead. Folks, if you're counting, that is the 5th lead change of the first half. Omaha electing to go for a 2-point attempt here. They're going to try the left side. Garza leading the way. Why not? Anna Garza doing a bit of everything, that time as the lead blocker for Lauren Crouch. Crouch extending the lead to 28-19.
You got to blame that all on the Nashville coaching staff for making a quarterback change. They just gave Omaha points.
Yeah, that's going to be something that they're going to have to answer about. And that's Yuri Howard on the sideline. Look, this is an untested, keep in mind, they got that far last year in the Eastern Conference Championship, namely because of people like Jade Randall, Stevie Schnorr, KK Matheny, Dominique Malloy. All those people are gone now. So you're really going to be tested as a coaching staff. Were you really that good?
I really like what they've done with these unknown players, but I just don't like they throw Oriana Taylor in there, an unproven quarterback, and she gets picked her first play.
And here's Molly Richardson. So we know physically there's nothing wrong with Richardson. Going down the field, and that's caught. An 11-yard pass play to Candy Cook. The clock continues to run. Oh, they're going to stop it here. We've got about 27 seconds remaining. Nashville does have a timeout.
Candy Cook, surprisingly, is playing really well as a receiver tonight. She was in traffic, in coverage, and pulled it down.
I think the 5 will be open. Okay, but listen. Oh, we can't do that. We gotta get out of bounds.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 5, 4,
kill. Be ready to kill. Be ready to kill. Get right back on the ball. Be ready to kill.
Molly Richardson knows her stuff as a quarterback. She's ready to get up there, complete a pass, then kill the ball and get another play off.
So after that previous 11-yard connection with Candy Cook, the ball out to the Omaha 24-yard line. A 1st and 10 with 12 seconds remaining. And Nashville is out of timeout, so they've really got to work the sidelines and get out of bounds. Back to pass is Richardson. Gonna take off with it. A lot of real estate now going back. Nothing doing. Great pursuit by the front line of Omaha, and that'll run out the clock.
Molly Richardson should have thrown the ball up. She knew she didn't have any time left. Throw it up, give your receivers a chance in the end zone. She's got great receivers. Bree Mosley, she can go up and get the football.
So that'll take us to the end of the first half. A back and forth battle between the Nashville Knights and the Omaha Heart, accentuated by great young quarterback play. And that young lady, Anna Garza, as Omaha takes a 28-19 lead into halftime.
This second half is our time. Go out there with so much anger and fucking fight inside of you. They don't want to fucking come near you. Let's go.
An unexpected performance filled with fire and passion from the Omaha Heart as they are winning this one at halftime, 28-19. Welcome back to LFL Football Night. Mitch Mortaza and Bobby Huco. Now, Bobby, did you expect this Heart team to come out and play with this kind of conviction?
Not at all. In fact, over the past few years, their poor play has really affected their perception around the LFL. We knew they had a potential elite quarterback in Lauren Crouch. She played great in the first half. But really what shocked me is that defensive front. The same team that gave up 70 points to Seattle, they're playing with a different fire and intensity I've never seen before.
Well, Bobby, your perception does change. When you go into bars and drink a lot, they tend to serve you a lot. That's
right.
The only way I'm going to, in the Omaha Heart, they lost a lot of football games over the years, guys, by 80, 70 points. So the perception around the league is going to change.
Well, that turned Dante Allen into drinking. He's drinking way too much now.
Let's talk about the other quarterback that nobody seems to be talking about. That's Molly Richardson of the Nashville Knights. This young lady kind of stepped into a starting role this year and went 7 of 11 here in the first half.
Right, we talked about Crouch for Omaha. Molly Richardson had a great first half. We didn't hear much about her last year. She backed up KK Matheny, one of the elite quarterbacks of all time in the LFL. Never saw the field, but she played solid in the first half. Really took the reins of that team. I like her.
Yeah, and when talking about Molly Richardson, she did account for 2 scores in the first half as we look at those scoring plays. It was Richardson early. In fact, on the first play, finding Gabrielle Todd on a 35-yard touchdown bomb. That gave Nashville a 6-0 lead just 8 seconds into the game. Still in the first quarter, Omaha responding, mounting an impressive 7-play, 35-yard drive, capped with this 1-yard Lauren Crouch touchdown run. Still in the first quarter, Nashville's Netta Carter deciding to take it on her own 1-yard run as Nashville retook the lead 12-6. Now into the second quarter, Omaha's offense caught fire with a pair of Anna Garza touchdown runs and this 16-yard touchdown connection from Crouch to Lindsey Burse. Nashville's sole score in the second quarter was Richardson and Todd hooking up for a second time in the half with this 15-yard touchdown. That brings us to our halftime score of 28-19 as we look at our stats.
These two teams are pretty evenly matched, and the numbers show it. Both offenses producing about the same yardage, but Omaha's managed to turn their opportunities into more points. Nashville has to get that run game going. They only managed 8 yards in the first half. They need more yardage in the second half to take some pressure off quarterback Molly Richardson.
Looks like we've got another game that could go down to a final possession. Here we go. The second half is next. Back to LFL football night as we look at our impact players from the first half. Molly Richardson of the Nashville Knights and Anna Garza of the Omaha Heart. Richardson going 7 of 11 and Garza contributing on both sides. Now let's go down to the field.
Guys, I'm with Nashville coach Danica Brace. Danica, it appeared that you guys were in control in the first half, and then it seemed like you ran into a buzzsaw. What is the one key to getting back into this game?
Our corners have to play better. We are letting them dictate what's going on the offensive side. We have got to take away the space and go ahead and be more aggressive. Our corners are still trying to peek in the back instead of just shedding off the block and getting to it. And so they're getting those little chunkers on the outside. Other than that, we put things together. We'll be fine in the second half.
Guys, if anybody knows about our game and how to rally the Knights, it's Danica Brace. Back to you guys.
One of the greatest defensive players in the history of the LFL, Danica Brace. She wants her corners to play a lot tighter in the second half. But getting back to the impact players, Anna Garza, just a spectacular first half, as you mentioned, on defense and offense. And Molly Richardson, 7 out of 11 in her debut game as a starter. Outstanding football.
Lauren Crouch in this Omaha offense going to work from the 15-yard line draw play. Shalyn Durham had a solid first half. We got on her about the Seattle performance. Really kind of broke out of that shell a little bit in the first and second quarter.
It's her attitude and confidence. Against Seattle, the top-rated team, she had no confidence at all, and it showed. She was scared to run the football. Tonight against Nashville, she's having a great first half and starting the third quarter out pretty strong.
Yeah, you mentioned it. It's a mental block. It's got to be. Certainly it's not size. It's not physical prowess. She's one of the larger players out on the field. It's that lack of confidence. They're going to go back to Durham. Obviously, they're seeing something we have not. A great 8-yard carry. That'll move the sticks and set up a 1st and 10 at the Nashville 21.
They get to the edge. This did not happen against Seattle. You remember last time, the whole inside. Look at the blocking interior. Lauren J. having an outstanding night inside. All night long against Maya Houston, just controlling the line of scrimmage.
Mamacita, Shauna Wagner also getting a great seal block. So the ball already out to the Nashville 21-yard line. This offense has not been stopped at all in this game.
Got to hand it to offensive coordinator and head coach Dante Allen. His game plan tonight is right on.
1st and 10 from the 21, reverse. This is Garza. Garza waiting for that blocking to develop. And again, is that a lack of effort by this Nashville defense to finish out plays, or is that just pure will by Anna Garza?
I'm going to say it's pure will by Anna Garza. She's only 5'2", 125, but she's got great leg strength, and she actually moved the pile. By keeping the engine going, she moved that pile 5 yards.
We saw that in the first half as well with Jamie Lundberg. This Nashville defense has to finish out plays. 2nd and 3. They're going to go to Matei Vincent, the power back. And Vincent a little slow, only manages a yard. And that's the argument, I think. One of the reasons Matei Vincent hasn't seen the kind of playing time she did in 18, the athleticism has gotten better every year.
Absolutely right.
These defenses chase down these power backs.
Looked like she had a hole there, didn't get to the hole in time, and there was nothing there. By the time it closed up, she didn't have the speed to get through it.
Give credit to Dante Allen, the offensive coordinator. I don't think we've seen this kind of balance from an Omaha offense in this franchise's history, like we're seeing tonight. The mixture of the pass and the run. Now a 3rd and 2 from the Nashville 13. They're going to go to Anna Garza. Great open field tackle, and that ball falls loose. Bree Mosley all over Garza, but they're going to call her down.
The first time all night long Nashville has stopped Garza for a loss. Bree Mosley having an outstanding game so far offensively and defensively. Like Garza, great stop for a 1-yard loss.
That ball comes out, but clearly Garza was down. So that'll set up a 4th and 3. Here's an opportunity for Nashville to get a stop and climb back in this game.
Got to credit Uri Howard. He had no veterans returning. This team looks like they played before. They're playing solid football all night long.
So now a vital 4th and 3 from the shotgun. Crouch throwing across the middle, caught. That is Karen Sloboda. And Sloboda getting down to about the 5-yard line, setting up a 1st and goal.
Illegal defense. Number 14, that penalty's declined. Result of the play is a 1st down.
Crouch is a gutsy quarterback. Watch her thread the needle and hit Sloboda. Look at this. There's not a window there at all, but she gets it through traffic, and they get the 1st down. On 4th down, they're moving the football again.
And give Sloboda some credit there. That ball was deflected at the line of scrimmage to keep her focus and haul that in for a 1st and goal. This Omaha offense, as I said it throughout the first half, is really clicking on all cylinders. Ball at the 5-yard line. Rolling right now, cutting back left. Caught! Matei Vincent. Touchdown, Omaha.
That's what concentration does for you. They're eating up Nashville right now. Vincent, the ball was tipped. This is why you do the old tip drill. Watch. Great play by Crouch, making something happen. She gets out of the pocket, throws it up, it gets tipped. Taylor does not react to the ball. She thinks it's going to be incomplete, but Vincent goes over and makes a touchdown.
Give credit to Matei Vincent for not crawling in a hole and sulking after not playing in the Seattle game, coming back out and contributing here when they most needed it at home.
Did you see number 7 on Nashville, Taylor, not react to the tip ball? She thought it was going to be incomplete, and not Vincent. She got the 6 points.
All right, that's an extra point attempt. Did Shalyn Durham get in? Yes, they're going to give it to her as Omaha and that young lady are enjoying their night. Up now 35-19. Stop the presses. The Omaha Heart might be for real.
Call. Not 31. Hey, Coach, go. Hey, you know what? We got a fucking
Well, I know why they ran those routes then.
We got a fucking touchdown. I said, look. I said, bunch right, 894.
I was wondering why it looked like something happened.
That's Dante Allen and quarterback Lauren Crouch having fun on the sideline, up 35-19 as we welcome you back to LFL football night. We haven't seen that kind of energy on the sideline, certainly not in the second half, of any Omaha Heart game that I can recall.
I don't think we ever have, and I really think that Crouch called the wrong play. She just improvised and made a touchdown out of nothing.
And this is Gabrielle Todd getting into the second layer of the defense, an 18-yard carry. That is exactly what Nashville needed.
They have some talent at running back. They got Burnett, they got Bree, they got Todd. Watch Todd hug the blockers and go outside. Look at the block right there. She hugs real quick, gets on the outside, then cuts it up. She's holding it like a loaf of bread, not holding the ball well, but makes an unbelievable run.
That'll set up Nashville inside the 17-yard line of Omaha. And I tell you what, the way these two offenses are playing, I don't think this game is out of reach for Nashville in any regard.
Not at all. They have the talent all across the board. They have the talent at wide receiver, the talent at quarterback. We'll see what they do.
A 1st and 10 screen. That's Gabrielle Todd. We've got a flag. That was complete for 6 yards, but yet we've got another flag. We are pacing to break the all-time penalty record in the LFL.
It looked like Wagner might have jumped. We'll see what they're going to call.
Offside. Defense, number 17. That penalty's declined. Result of play is second down.
So that'll be an offsides on Shauna Wagner, better known as Mama Sita of Omaha. So you know what? This Nashville offense is doing what it's supposed to be doing, taking advantage of this series and staying in this game.
Offensive coordinator Kenya Miracle calling a good game. The one exception is when he put Taylor in at quarterback, which we both questioned.
First and goal play. We've got another potential offside or encroachment on Omaha. You can see Molly Richardson pleading her case. And indeed, this looks to be on Omaha once again. They've got to stay disciplined here.
Defense, number 14. Half the distance to the goal results in a first down.
And that's Lindsey Burst, the bookend defensive end for Mama Sita. I don't know if it's the cadence or what, but they're drawing Omaha offsides here. First and goal handoff. Nice looking penetration up the middle. That's Shauna Wagner and Anna Garza.
You got to credit defensive coordinator Cale Good. After giving up 70 points in their opener against Seattle, they're bending a little bit tonight, but they're not breaking. I mean, this is a different attitude. They could have crawled in a hole after giving up 70, but they're playing football tonight.
Now a second and goal. You could see the energy on the Omaha side, not letting up at all as we approach the 3:40 mark of the third quarter. Nashville staying on the ground, trying to get the edge. What a tackle. This defense is not giving up an inch. That was Shalyn Durham on the tackle. Gabrielle Todd very slow getting up. Make that Bree Mosley. That was a violent looking tackle by Durham.
We talk about Durham not being aggressive on offense, but she sure is on defense. Watch this, she sheds the blocker, goes right after Mosley and throws her by the head into the wall. Very dangerous play right there by Durham.
So that looks to be Netta Carter staying in the game. Or will they force her out here? Yeah, they're going to ask her to leave for at least a play and be evaluated. Setting up a third and goal inside the 3 of Omaha.
As a precaution, they have to take Mosley out, but they're bringing Taylor into the game. We know she's the backup quarterback and has a gun, so you have to watch out for that possible halfback pass also.
Here comes that Omaha crowd once again. Third and goal inside the 3. Can Omaha hold here? Handoff. Ugly looking handoff back to Netta Carter. Shauna Wagner and Taylor Briaska all over it. And I tell you what, this rookie Briaska is having quite the game already with 4.5 tackles.
When Briaska pins her ears back and directs herself right into the backfield of Nashville, she's simply unstoppable. Great aggression by Briaska.
We saw her make that play offensively with Seattle, and I think that kind of piqued the interest of the coaching staff. And now they're going to try her on the defensive side of the ball. One of the better athletes on this roster. Now fourth and goal from the 8. Molly Richardson trying to buy time. Now throwing across her body, caught. Caught at the 1-yard line. Tackled by Breska. And that saved a touchdown and turned it over on downs for Omaha. What a stop by this defense.
Hey, listen up. We got to get down so I can talk. We got to move the ball. Split right, 21 blast. Split right, 21 blast. On each other's ass. Move this ball. Ready.
This is only Crouch's second game as a starter here in Omaha, and she takes control of the huddle. I love to see that, a young quarterback.
You could see that. She is very loose out there. No moment too big for Lauren Crouch. And Nashville falling short of the goal line. Our score remains 35-19. Back to LFL football night in Omaha, Nebraska. An unexpected score, 35-19, the hometown Heart on top of the Nashville Knights.
Who would have called this after the opening game against Seattle, how they blew these guys off the field defensively? Tonight they're playing great defense, great offense, and Nashville, you got to really hand it to them. None of these players have played in the LFL before. Their first game, they're looking sharp.
Yeah, and I think I want to get back to Omaha. A lot of people will say, well, that was against Seattle. Of course, this is going to be the results against the Nashville Knights, but to your point, there are a lot of studs on the side of the Knights, and give credit for Omaha. They're stepping up on the offensive side of the ball, but I've never seen this kind of pursuit and passion on the defensive side. And just as I say that, they almost turn it over. That handoff poorly placed to Ana Garza. It looks like Omaha does recover.
Ana Garza playing running back because of the injury to Durham. She's not used to taking the football on handoffs. You have to give the quarterback a pocket. If you don't give her a pocket, she throws it right into your arm, and you fumble the football just like that.
And that's an unlikely sight that you want to see if you're an Omaha fan. Ana Garza slow to get up. They're already down one back. Jamie Lundberg feared to have broken her right wrist. That is the reason Garza's getting a lot of looks in this game on the offensive side of the ball. This time they're going to go to the power back. That's Matei Vinson. Vinson, a 5-yard carry all the way out to about the 10-yard line.
Ana Garza, you said she might be injured. You know what? She'll tape an aspirin to her injury. She was right in on that block to free up Vinson for a 5-yard gain.
Omaha doing it you got to give credit here again to Dante Allen. We've talked about it. You know, we get on him a lot over the last 6-7 years, and a lot of that is deserved. Poor personnel use, poor play calling, not having the studs. But tonight, this has been an all-star coaching effort by him and Cale Good of the Omaha Heart.
Well, you mentioned it. You have to have the talent. For years, he did not have the talent. When they first came in this league, their defense was okay, but their offense was horrible. I'll tell you what, with Crouch and Garza, these guys are exciting.
There's Crouch, a 7-yard carry, and another first down for this Omaha offense. Lauren Crouch, you can see just dancing. That's just a lot of energy. That is rookie energy being burnt off, and it's not holding her back at all. 1st and 10 from the shotgun. Dropping back, both these quarterbacks dropping back pretty deep. And again, Crouch in the open field, all the way down to about the 20-yard line. Make it the 17. This 23-year-old is just the medicine that this franchise needed, and what an effort from her tonight.
Like most great quarterbacks, I like the way she makes quick decisions. She dropped back, she had time to throw, but she saw the cornerback, Carissa Burnett, was way back in man-to-man coverage. She tucked it under, she got skinny on the sideline, got through some defenders for a big gain for Omaha.
That'll bring us to the end of the third quarter. A quarter that saw this Heart defense with an incredible goal line stand. Back after this.
When your number is called tonight, step up and make a name for yourself.
Think about all the people who doubt you, who say you can't, and go prove them wrong.
This is not about who left this team. It's not about who came back. It's about who's here right now.
Now we have to play like we've never played before, ladies.
This isn't just football. This is family, sisterhood. It's your life. It's how you live your life.
Look to the girl next to you and fight for your life. Fight for the girl who's sitting next to you in this huddle right now.
This is all meant to be. Every single one of you is here tonight because of a purpose.
We can do this. I know we can.
This is the last time I'm going to tell you that I'm going to let you down, because I will not do it again.
Let them understand that we are not here to play games with them. This is our game.
Give it everything you have, because all we got is 10 minutes. That's all we got. Do this for your motherfucking son. Do this for your fucking daughter. Do this for your fucking mom. All your people back where your hometown is. Do this for your fucking mom, your grandpa, whoever. Do this for your fucking dog, because we know you love your dog, girl.
You think Matei Vinson understands the importance of closing out this game, as we welcome you back to LFL Football Night. 10 minutes remain as the hometown Omaha Heart lead this one 35-19 over the Nashville Knights.
That got me fired up. Vincent talking like that, bringing her dog into it. I feel like playing some ball right now, Mitch.
Bobby. Do it for yourself, Bobby Huco. Bring it in strong the last 10 minutes. Here we go, 1st and 10, ball at the Nashville 19-yard line. Crouch remains in the shotgun. Vincent in the backfield. Crouch taking a shot into the end zone, overshooting her target, Anna Garza.
Anna Garza should have kept running. She turned around and ran backwards, which let the ball fly over her head. But there was a safety blitz by Taylor, who launched at the quarterback. This was a nasty play.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense, number 7, 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Yeah, they're going to get Oriana Taylor here. Let's get another look for a roughing the passer. I don't know. I guess she brought her down to the ground. It looked like she was going to lower her shoulder into Crouch. At the very last second, she just kind of brought her down to the ground.
She did not launch. Let me take that back. It looked like she was going to launch, but that really didn't even look like a penalty. I take everything I said back, Mitch.
So that takes it down inside the 10 of Nashville. That is a huge penalty on Oriana Taylor. So a 1st and goal. This Omaha offense just continues to march down the field. A little misdirection handoff. No, Crouch is going to keep it herself, buying time. That looked like maybe it was a busted play. Chelsea Hoffman pointing back at the bench, setting up a 2nd and goal.
Crouch trying to make a play out of nothing. The ball actually hit Atwater in the hand. She should have pulled it down, but there was 3 players in the same area. Obviously a busted play.
A 2nd and goal, a 16.2 score game. If Nashville wants a shot, they've got to get a stop on this series.
They have to get a stop or a turnover. There's a lot of time left. They have a potent offense, but you're right. They need to stop bad right now.
2nd and goal inside the 10-yard line. You could see Crouch in no hurry to get the play off. Just does get it off. They're going to go to Garza. Garza trying to get to the outside with her speed. She'll be limited to 2 yards. That's Carissa Burnett and Jessica Walker on the tackle.
They had crossbuck action in the backfield, getting the ball to Garza, but nobody put a hat on number 3, Burnett. She was out there by herself on an island. Great play to get Garza down.
So now a 3rd and goal inside the Nashville 8. This Omaha offense taking a lot of time, obviously in part purposely to try to milk this clock. But they're getting pretty low right now on the play clock, which is inside of 5 seconds.
They're going to have to hurry this up.
Crouch has no idea what's on the play clock right now. And you can see she's trying to get the snap. Nope, not going to get it off. That should be a delay of game on Omaha.
Twice now, a rookie mistake.
Offense, number 1, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
You have to always be aware of the game clock and the time clock to get the play
right,
off.
2, 5, B, 2-5B.
2-5B.
Center 9. Anna, make sure you line up right, other side.
I know we're dealing with a rookie quarterback, but you got to go to hand signals at some point. I think almost every team in this league has hand signals. You cannot have your quarterback run to the sideline every play.
You have to develop that system, you're right. But the play call is even more interesting. They're going to try to hit the center again where they scored a touchdown on earlier in the game.
3rd and goal from the 13, a high snap back to Crouch. Into the end zone. You called it, Nostradamus. Lauren Jay scores for Omaha.
Jaywalking again in the Nashville end zone. Dante called it, great call. He knew they couldn't stop it the first time. Wide open in the corner. Who would have called this? Lauren Jay with 2 touchdown receptions.
Lauren Jay with one of the better hands of any center.
Teamwork! Fucking teamwork!
Again, the confidence on this roster and on the field, we've never seen it. This franchise debuted in 2012, had its biggest win in franchise history versus the #1 ranked Jacksonville Breeze in this very same building. And I think this may be the second biggest win in franchise history.
They got mojo on their side right now.
That's Matei Vincent using that power to get into the end zone. And just like that, the Omaha Heart up 42-25.
Who would have called this before the season? The Eastern Conference, Atlanta's already got a loss, is wide open. And you get a fired-up team like Omaha on a run, they got a chance to make the playoffs.
Molly Richardson taking to the field with 6:46 and down 3 scores. This Nashville offense has got to open up here and show some urgency. Ball at the 15. Richardson remains in the shotgun. Another dribbler. Richardson managing to pick it up now, throwing it down the field, just getting rid of it. Bree Mosley almost coming up with it.
When you're down 3 scores this late in the ball game, everything's got to be working like a clock. Right now, their center, Melberg, is not having a good game. I think that's the second or third bad snap she had.
That'll set up a 2nd and 10. Ball remains at the Nashville 15. We're approaching the 6-minute mark of the 4th quarter. Richardson with an empty backfield. This time a good snap, rolling right, looking down the field, nearly connecting. And I gotta think this Omaha defense is really starting to key on Bree Mosley.
You have to, there's no question about it. She is, I know it's only their first game of the year, but she is the go-to receiver for Nashville. And I would throw it to her too, because she can go up and get it, even in coverage. This late in the game, I would double or even triple team her.
Yeah, I think Netta Carter has also had a decent game. You got to mix in a couple runs at least. I know you need 3 scores and you're working down the field, but you got to try to keep that Omaha defense honest. So now a 3rd and 10. Final 2 shots here to move the sticks. Rolling left, looking to throw across her body. Caught! What a catch by Bree Mosley, just sitting down in the zone of the defense. A 14-yard completion.
You talk about concentration. Mitchell timed it perfectly on the hit. As soon as the ball got there, she hit Bree Taylor. Bree Taylor did not take focus off the football, and she pulled it in for a 1st down.
So that will extend this Nashville drive. Now a 1st and 10 at the Omaha 21-yard line. They're going to stay on the ground here. That's Gabrielle Todd. That will not get it done. Only a carry of 2 yards. That's not a type of play you can have at this point.
Not at all. It takes a lot of, look, the clock is still going right now. They're not even off the turf. You can't do that with less than 5 minutes in the game and you're this far back.
And certainly Richardson does have the arm to stretch the field. I was just saying, you got to get it to more of your faster backs. I thought Netta Carter showed some great speed. This time an empty backfield set. Richardson, quick screen to the left. That's Bree Mosley. Look at Mosley in the open field. And yet we've got another flag. That pass was complete to Bree Mosley. This may be early indications, at least, on Omaha.
Offside. Defense, number 17. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a 1st down.
I like the call by offensive coordinator Kenya Miracle. A trips left set. You get the ball out on a quick tunnel screen. She fakes inside, brings it back outside. Big gainer for Nashville.
So now a 1st and goal after that penalty. Another screen pass, again to Bree Mosley. Mosley having a lot of success against this Omaha defense.
If they can get a quick score under 5 minutes in the 4th quarter, you can try an onside kick in the LFL.
That'll set up a 2nd and goal. Yes, if it's under 5 minutes and you are down by a point or more, you can attempt the onside kick. Ball down to the 2-yard line. You could see that Omaha defense starting to get winded a little bit, especially Anna Garza, who's played on both sides of the ball.
She hasn't taken a breather all night long. She got a little nicked up, but she's still in the ball game.
2nd and goal as we approach the 3-minute mark of the 4th quarter. Nashville's got to get some points. Toss left. That's Gabrielle Todd falling into the end zone. Touchdown, Nashville.
Quick score by Nashville, just like we said. They got a shot. They get the extra point here. Watch this. Gabrielle Todd takes the quick pitch, got a lead blocker, seals the deal, gets in the end zone, points for Nashville. Now let's see the onside kick.
Great lead blocking there by Netta Carter. They're going to go for the extra point still here. They're going to go for a 1-point conversion. Make this a 2-score game. Another poor snap back to Richardson. And that ball deflected and no good. So our score will remain 42-25 as the Knights march down the field. 6 plays, 35 yards, and it took about 3:40 off the clock.
Another bad snap by the center, Austina Melborg. We've seen that play before. They scored a touchdown on a tip ball. That time, Molly Richardson couldn't pull a rabbit out of her hat.
Interesting decision here by the Nashville Knights. Yuri Howard and Danica Brace, the coaching staff, not electing to go for the onside kick with 3 minutes and 2 timeouts. This pass complete to Chelsea Hoffman. You got another penalty flag. I'm not sure if this crew is being paid by the flag, but they've had a busy night tonight.
I love how she goes down her progression. I'm talking about the quarterback, Lauren Crouch, and found Hoffman open.
An 8-yard connection, but we'll see who this flag is on.
Offside. Defense. Number 7. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Oriana Taylor has had a very up and down night. She threw that key interception in the first half and has been the subject of a couple key penalties here. We saw the late hit on Lauren Crouch and another offside call here.
That decision to put Taylor in at quarterback right before the half when she threw an interception is the play of the game, in my opinion.
A 1st and 5 deep drop. That's a release play. Lauren J. And Lauren J. loses it. Courtney Atwater, Johnny on the spot, able to pick up the deflection. A 10-yard reception. When things are going your way, they're going your way.
Great heads-up play by Atwater. That was the fumble that Nashville needed. If Nashville could have somehow picked this out of midair, they're back in the ball game.
Lauren J. factoring in big in the passing game. Loses it, but Courtney Atwater catches the deflection and advances it for another 7 yards. That'll set up a 1st and 10 at the Nashville 14. That could have been a huge turnover for this defense. From the shotgun, Omaha electing to keep it on the ground with Matei Vincent. And look at Matei Vincent! Get out of my way! Touchdown, Omaha!
Holy cow, that might be one of the greatest runs of this season so far. I know it's a young season, but I believe she broke 5 tackles. That was unbelievable.
That is one of the better stiff arms you will ever see. Shades of beast mode. She just literally threw the defender off, and that's what you're missing when Vincent is not in the lineup. One of the better power backs in the LFL.
That was total beast mode. 5 individual tackles she broke and got in the end zone.
Omaha getting into the end zone and all but sealing this game. And we're officially at the 2-minute warning. The Nashville Knights responding, but not able to close the deal late as Omaha surges 48-25. Back for the final 2 minutes after this. Back to LFL football night in a very jubilant Omaha, Nebraska, as the Heart lead this one 48-25. And while we were away, guess who was named game MVP? That is none other than Anna Garza.
What a night for Anna Garza, the free agent pickup from Austin. She owns Omaha right now. Great night, great player.
Yeah, Anna Garza contributed obviously on both sides of the field. You could see the excitement on the sideline for Garza. One of the smaller statured players in the league having the biggest impact, as her hometown Omaha Heart are up now 48-25, and they're going to line up for the extra point attempt.
You really got to hand it to Dante Allen, the head coach, for going out and getting Garza as a free agent.
And this is Lauren Crouch, not even contested, as Omaha stretches its lead now 49-25.
During the offseason, we talked with the head coach Dante Allen about free agency. He said Omaha is not a flashy city. They can't compete with the other big teams, the big LAs and everybody, but they did this year. They brought in Garza, and look at what's happening.
Yeah, and it wasn't just Garza. They brought in Lauren Jay, who's contributed thus far from that same Austin acoustic team. So they've definitely made some key additions, and more importantly, they've developed their in-house talent. When you look at Mamacita, Shauna Wagner, and Lindsey Burse, they're really developing into a great pair of bookends. And then in the secondary, you've got people that you didn't expect to step up, like Taylor Breska at corner, and then you've got Lauren Grubb, who picked off KK Matheny in that opening game. There is something here that this Omaha franchise can definitely build on.
And we heard the rumors, the stories about Crouch during the preseason, and she is as advertised. She's going to be an elite quarterback in this league.
So now a 1st and 10 for Nashville. With 2 minutes remaining, Nashville does have a timeout. They're going to work into the flat. That's caught. Molly Richardson connecting with Netta Carter for 7 yards. And that will stop the clock as well. 2nd and 3, ball at the 22, although the clock continues to run. We'll see. What do? Do you take a shot down the field, or do you continue to work underneath, knowing you're not going to get back in this game? Just kind of fine-tune your offense a bit.
Right, I think you work on your vertical passing game. But right now, look at the quarterback, Molly Richardson. She is not giving up. Even though there's only 1:25 left, she's a competitor.
Another poor snap back to Richardson, and Richardson with the wherewithal to recover and find Bree Mosley.
She's a great athlete, a great quarterback. The way she can handle the snap like that, a bad snap, stay composed, roll out, and find a receiver.
1st and 10. It looks like Nashville may have called a timeout here. Or is this a penalty? Ball at the 20-yard line of Omaha. Nashville not wasting a lot of time to get down the field. The celebration starting kind of early on that Omaha sideline.
This place is jamming tonight. I love the DJ, the music he's playing. I love Omaha, the only city with top 40 music that includes the polka.
All right, 1st and 10, Nashville 20-yard line. Quick screen. They like Bree Mosley, man. Any opportunity that they get to give her the ball in the open field. That was a completion for about 9 yards, setting up a 3rd and 1 as the clock continues to run.
Watch out for this Nashville team. Danica Brace told me there's a lot of talent on this team, and this is the first game that they're playing together.
3rd and 1, another bad low snap to Richardson. Connecting with Candy Cook. Look at Anna Garza. Despite the game MVP, she has not turned off her motor at all.
Not at all. Cook has had a solid game for Nashville. We haven't spoken about her much, but she's played outstanding football tonight.
Molly Richardson electing to kill the clock here. 50 seconds remaining. And I think that's been one of the bright spots. One of several, actually, for Nashville, if you really think about it. Bree Mosley has come out of nowhere. She could potentially be a huge impact player in this league. And then Molly Richardson, you talked about it at the beginning of the broadcast. Didn't get a lot of snaps because you're not going to get it when KK Matheny is ahead of you in the depth chart. But tonight showing that she could be a bona fide starter in the LFL.
She took over the reins tonight like we spoke about. Molly Richardson's a player. She just needs time and snaps.
A 2nd and goal into the end zone. That's intercepted. Taylor Breska. I tell you what, on the defensive side of the ball, who's had a better game than the rookie corner, Taylor Breska?
That's a name to watch out for. She has a high ceiling. She's been all over the field tonight.
Great way to play the game, knowing she's got safety support over the top. So Breska and this Omaha team, a lot of new faces contributing. And we talked about it in the Eastern Conference. You've got the Atlanta Steam. They just lost to Los Angeles. You've got Chicago at 0-2. This really opens it up for Omaha.
They're playing with a lot of fire tonight. The coaching staff, Dante Allen, Cale Good, they got this team playing at a level I've never seen Omaha at.
And now they go back, they stay home, I should say, and they host the Denver Dream in about a month. That's certainly a game they could win as well. Before you know it, this team could sneak into the playoffs. Omaha electing to just take a knee and run out this clock. The beer is going to start pouring in downtown Omaha tonight. They have waited for this moment for a very long time. This franchise has really struggled since 2012 to gain any level of respectability. And you got to factor it is because of that young lady, number 8, that they've had a sudden turnaround.
They finally got the franchise quarterback, but you got to hand it to the fans, too. They've stuck it out year after year, loss after loss, but they show up every game.
Yeah, when you lose by an average of 60 points, it is tough to buy your tickets, but they have stuck by this team, and that will do it. The final seconds come off as Lauren Crouch and this Omaha Heart team will improve to 1-1.
And Nashville, they have talent on offense and defense. You got to hand it to the coaches. Howard, Miracle, and Brace, they had this team ready to play. I wouldn't be shocked at all if they win 2 or 3 this year.
Let's go down to the field where Heidi's with our MVP.
Guys, I'm with Anna Garza, who's been named game MVP. Anna, you had a tough off season, uprooting your whole life, moving from Texas to come to a struggling franchise. But tonight, you and this group of ladies changed the course of this franchise. How good does this moment feel?
It's amazing. We play together as a team. We represent our name, Omaha Heart. We play with heart, and I'm happy to be here and prove that we are a new team now.
Guys, a jubilant Anna Garza and Omaha team. Back to you guys.
I think Heidi forgot Anna's name for a second.
How do you forget our game MVP, Ms. Golznig?
I don't know.
What an effort by this Omaha team. Winning one at home when they needed it, under some duress, with new talent at all levels. But the performance of Anna Garza, coupled with Lauren Crouch, in a very stingy defense, Omaha wins it at home, 49-25. For my broadcast partner, Bobby Huco, our sideline reporter, Heidi Golznig, this is Mitch Mortaza. We will see you next week on LFL Football Night.